Welcome to Storytelling. I recorded this keynote as a movie file, so as we go along, if you need to pause or back up, feel free to do that. Always remember that if you have a question about anything in the course, you can always contact me at radkison@fullsail.com or at my cell phone that's in the contact information on FSO. Storytelling is what we as human beings do to relate information in a narrative form. It can be fixed in a digital format, or it can be live in a live format. But let's take a closer look at some definitions of what storytelling is. Storytelling is the conveying of events in words and images, often by improvisation or embellishment. Stories or narratives have been shared in every culture as a means of entertainment, education, cultural preservation, and instilling moral values. That's what storytelling is just in general. Storytelling, when it relates to marketing, is a method of explaining a series of events through narrative. The events can be real, they can be fictional, or some combination of the two. Marketers use storytelling as a tool for illustrating an otherwise difficult concept. It drives home a point, or it encourages the customer loyalty through entertainment or hopefully some kind of emotional connection. Storytelling uses words. Storytelling uses action. Storytelling presents a narrative that may be different based upon cultures, which is really important when we start talking about culture and how it affects narrative. Storytelling encourages imagination of the listener. Take a moment to watch Nancy Duarte explain what storytelling is for marketing and why it's important for business leaders.
Story is very important. If you look at the actual structure of a story, it's been used for thousands of years for cultures to pass on their morals and their lore and their values. Even pre-literate generations could pass those on and they'd stay fully intact. So the powerful thing about story is it demonstrates transformation, and humans are hardwired to enjoy observing transformation. We've got the 4 seasons, we've got stories that are told that show transformation. We're hardwired to enjoy it. What happens is when someone tells a story, specifically a story of transformation, we're connected heart to heart. And those stories, because of its inherent structure, are easily repeated and passed along. It's not very often you can think of, oh, that last presentation I can practically repeat and stays intact. It just doesn't happen. But it does happen with story. So we need to use this as a tool to make sure that our stories are passed on and people have a way to spread our ideas through story. Great stories will resonate with an audience. When you're sitting and listening to a really great story, your physical body is reacting to it. You don't even realize it. You can get a chill down your spine, your heart may race. Your eyes actually dilate so you can take more in. The power of a great story is how it connects us, how it makes us feel. It's also how, in that connection, as we root for that hero to get over their roadblocks and emerge transformed, we're changed in the process. So story isn't just about observing change. It's about applying the learnings from that story to our own self to make sure that we too are transformed in some way through the power of story. Sometimes as a leader, we're supposed to be the one that's strong, we're supposed to be the one there keeping it all together, and it's a struggle to be so authentic and so transparent to tell personal stories. People are like, well, I'm here at work to get my job done, I'm not here to get emotional, or I'm not here to, I've got a whole lot of other things instead of that. And I contend that you would be a better leader should you stop and have these very human moments, these very human connections, right? It's like ants, right? They come together, they go do-do-do-do, and then they know where to go and they just keep going. And those kinds of moments that you do where you connect deeply with these people not only builds people's loyalties to you, it builds them to the brand, but the interesting thing is they align more quickly and you get so much more done doing these little moments of emotional connection, and using story to make those moments of connection makes it even more powerful and keeps the organization healthy and strengthens you as a leader. I define happiness as contentment, and the moments that I'm most content are when I'm connecting deeply and personally with other people. So spending time with people that I really love and admire and people who get me makes me super happy.
So to recap Nancy just a little bit, storytelling has been around forever. It continuously evolves. It connects. It can be interactive, but most importantly, storytelling is good business because storytelling channels change. Some of the things that we can use in storytelling are structures that automatically elicits an emotional response in the audience. One of those kinds of structure is the hero story. We also have classical structure and 3-act structure. Basically, any time that you're telling a story, it has a structure, and those structures connect us to the audience because they're used to feeling and hearing a story in those ways. Stories are great for meeting marketing goals, getting the brand message out, for reaching a target audience because you can direct specifically the message you want to in a cultural way using brand identifiers. They're great for addressing those cultural differences between two sets of people. And when we use all the elements that marketers use and put everything together, we can become great storytellers for our brand and for ourselves.